friends, welcome back to another video, or if you're new here, my name is Elle. I do mostly bookish videos, but sometimes other stuff too. Not gonna lie, you guys, I have been struggling creatively. I feel like I am in a creative rut. I'm struggling to come up with video ideas, or I guess I should say bookish video ideas. Like, I'm just really struggling, and I've noticed on Twitter that it seems like a lot of other people are struggling too, or they're noticing their favorite creators just seem to be struggling a little bit more with being consistent on their videos and feeling motivated. So thankfully I am not alone. But for this video, I decided to do a little bit of a discussion. If you did not know, J Maas announced yesterday that the Acotar series, A Court of Thorns and Roses series, is going to be adapted by Hulu, and y'all had a lot to say. I will admit my initial first reaction when I saw her Instagram post was one of excitement, and I reposted her Instagram post on my story, and I said something along the lines of really excited to watch it. But then when I went on Twitter, it was like I was a balloon. I was an inflated balloon of like happiness and excitement. And then I went on Twitter and my little balloon just like, you know what I mean? We're not excited, apparently. Like, Twitter is not excited. Even like the hardcore Acotar stans. Mika, I'm looking at you. Like, no one is happy about this Hulu adaptation. And after reading about their reasonings and like understanding a little bit more why they're not happy with it, I'm not gonna lie, I am also like hesitant about it. Definitely not as excited as I first was when I saw the initial post, but I get it. You know, that was just an initial impression. Like I said, it is going to be adapted by Hulu, and I was even talking about this to my fiance yesterday. You don't really hear a lot about Hulu originals. The only one that comes to mind is The Handmaidens Tale, which is also a book adaptation, but that was apparently very, very well done. I know it got like a lot of awards. I don't know if it actually won the awards, but I know they got a lot of nominations for awards. Like, it was very hyped. I have read The Handmaidens Tale. I know I watched maybe like 5 episodes or so of The Handmaidens Tale, and it was definitely very high quality production. I think it did pretty well on following the story. I think the following seasons expanded the world, which makes sense. The Handmaidens Tale was a short book. I think the show really gave it a chance to expand and give more depth to these characters. So I can vouch for that one. The Handmaidens Tale, even though I only watched 5 episodes, what I did see, it followed mostly close to the book, and like I said, the production value was really well done. However, I did see some tweets that John Green Looking for Alaska, Hulu adapted Looking for Alaska, and apparently that flopped. It was not good at all. I can't speak for that from firsthand because I haven't read Looking for Alaska and I never saw the adaptation, but other people who have done so agreed that it was a terrible done adaptation. And those are really the only ones that I can think of just from what I've seen and what I've personally viewed. It gives you something to think about, especially because, again, you don't hear a lot about Hulu originals or, you know, Hulu developing their own shows. I have a Hulu subscription, but I never watch their originals. Like, I'm mostly rewatching other shows like SVU. I watched a little bit of The Handmaidens Tale, but even that I didn't stick with it. So I get how that can be a little nerve-wracking. I think, and I can't say this for sure, but I think when I joined Booktube, which was about 3 or 4 years ago, yikes. But when I first joined Booktube, I'm pretty sure Acotar was already in talks to be developed. I remember because Acotar was one of the first books that I read as officially part of the book Twitter community. And I remember I read the first book, absolutely loved it, and I immediately went online just to see if there were any adaptations. And I think it was actually Throne of Glass that was connected to Hulu. When I had looked that up, it said that Hulu was developing a Throne of Glass series and Acotar was in talks to be developed into a movie series, but it was not attached to like a production or a streaming service or anything like that. It was just in talks. It was very, very early. Like I said, this was like 3 or 4 years ago. It seems like Hulu threw out Throne of Glass for the Acotar series, and I'm assuming that it's going to be a series, that it's not going to be a movie, just because does Hulu even make movies? I don't know. I personally think I would feel a lot more confident about this adaptation if it were being done by Netflix, just because at least Netflix has like some weight to it, and we've seen some of their work. For example, 12 the Boys I've Loved Before movie trilogy did so well. I have not read that particular book series, so I can't speak as to the accuracy of the movie adaptations, but I mean, they're movies that everyone seemed to be pretty happy with. People that read the books were really happy with, and it was able to reach such a large audience around the world, and everyone was able to fall in love with it. We got that going for Netflix, and then with the Six of Crows adaptation, which is going to be a series, I know it's not out yet, and we've only seen like a small bit based on the teaser video, but it looks like the production value on that series is going to be so good. The cast that they have is amazing, other than the Nina casting, but you know, that is a discussion for another time. It looks like it's going to be really amazing, and I feel like Netflix has the budget to like throw around for a really high production value, so I would feel a lot more confident if it was with Netflix, but it's not with Netflix, it's with Hulu, so who knows what's going to happen. And talking about the casting, I will say I'm half excited and half nervous for the casting. Excited just to see like who do you think embodies these characters, but also nervous because I just think it's going to bring even more of a storm of opinions just because of the way these characters are written. At least for me personally, I can't think of a single actor or actress who I think could fit with these characters. I mean, they are written as so otherworldly and gorgeous and beautiful. I have no idea who could play Rhysand. I mean, I'm nervous. Like, what if he doesn't match what's in my head? You know, like, Rhysand is supposed to be the epitome of like beauty and just, you know, he's supposed to be like everything in the universe. And so, I don't know. I can't even tell you what it would match in my head, because anytime I read the Acotar series, I always think of the fan art, like I sub in the fan art faces in my head. There's not an actual actor or actress that I can imagine. Also, I have a feeling it's going to be a really whitewashed cast, which I could blame Hulu, but also that's just how the book is written. There is very little, if any, diversity in the Acotar series. But with this adaptation, hopefully Hulu pushes for a more diverse cast, because that is a really major flaw of the Acotar series that could very easily be fixed in the adaptation. I think in Sarah J Maas's tweet, she said or made it sound like she is helping develop the pilot, or she's producing the adaptation. Hopefully this means that she will be able to just have actual opinions that have actual weight. What are your thoughts? Are you excited for this adaptation? Do you have high hopes? Or are you like the majority of people who think this is just going to be an absolute disaster and flop? I'm just worried it's going to be another Shadowhunters fiasco. I mean, Shadowhunters by Freeform, not the movie, because the movie deserved more of a chance, and I will never forgive any of you for a second movie not having been made. But that's beside the point. Anyways, yeah, I feel like it's gonna be so disappointing and frustrating if they completely change the plot and go in a whole other direction. Like, oh my gosh. The more I think about it and the more time we have to like just wonder what's going to happen, I feel like it's going to be even worse for everyone. Like, I can understand why people have such low expectations. I'm still excited. I will definitely say I am still in the camp that is more excited than not. What aspect are you most excited for? I'm excited to see the actual world. The casting, that's just gonna be a battle for another day, and we'll cross that bridge when we get there. But the actual like bringing this world to life, I mean, we're going to get to see Valara's hopefully. But we get to see like the spring court under the mountain. I'm excited to see that aspect, and I hope that Hulu really puts in the money bags to like make it a good visually. Just give me the visuals. If the casting is gonna suck ass, give me some nice visuals so that at least I have something pretty to look at, you know? But that's just me. I don't know. Yeah, that's all I really wanted to discuss. I just wanted to get like my 2 cents out there. It's not much, but that's just what I have to say. I'm gonna end this discussion here because now I'm just rambling. Yeah, let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. My name is Elle. I guess Acotar is coming. And I'll see you in next time's video.